Welcome to today's gun show where we show guns. Lil Quickens is basically there for one purpose, to hold the mic. Welcome to my $7,000 Airsoft Collection. $7,000, give or take like maybe 1,000 or two. Everybody that makes these videos, it's never accurate unless you're actually getting the receipts from where you bought the guns. So I've done a video before on the channel called All My Guns, but I basically only go over the handguns. But this video is every airsoft gun I own, functional, broken, whether it exists or not. Lancer Tactical 50 cal sniper. If I scroll all the way back here, you can see the gun. It is very large. Here's a photo of me standing with it. Your 2-pod here can move around like that, and then you can rotate. The way you turn on your double pod here is pull on this leg and then put it down. Now I just realized this now. Push button means that you pull that out. Unfortunately, when you have these folded up like this, if you put your hand under here, it's like having two chef knives upwards and you're just kind of cutting yourself on them. You can see here, it's got 2 grenade pins there and a grenade pin here. It's got rubber here. The rubber is like as hard as a mallet. You have your M4 style bullet amount selector. Unfortunately, you don't get full auto. Giant mag here. That little thing in there where the BB goes, it's squished. It's got a pretty hard pullback, so you have to be able to squat 265 to be able to pull this one down with your hand. I can also one-hand it like that for 10 seconds. If you do it longer than 10 seconds, you break your wrist. You can do it like a handgun though. This is the CSGO Op. It is good quality. The Lancer Tactical was a little bit cheaper of a quality. You got your adjustable cheekbone, not adjustable stock. The trigger has the Glock safety, but I have to shake it because it doesn't really work well. If I don't click this safety in, it won't fire. Oh, okay, never mind. This is your mag. It holds a bunch of BBs. The number, no one really knows because no one's ever gotten that far. Pull it back and you push it forward. Now you make sure you oil it. Now you don't see anything here. It's one of those guns that's not the most realistic, but because the mag is actually down here and not here, you don't see anything. I have electrical tape here because I had this in the back of a side-by-side. It was rattling around and then I lost a screw, and that's what holds the barrel down. Keep in mind that none of this comes with the gun other than the actual mag itself. Walmart clear cheap plastic AEG. It's clear plastic, so it must be good. The interesting thing about it is all the attachments. This suppressor here is more money than this gun. It's the Angel Custom Super V Invader. Of course, I duct taped it. And it's got a little bit of a curve to it. You got some generic grip on here. Not the only thing that's got ribs on it. The only thing I can fit on this more is like a flashlight and then maybe like a laser. So on this side here is a canted red dot sight. It can either be like scoping in or I can switch it to here. Because the scope is so high, I can actually look through the stock gun sights. You can't take this handle off, which you normally could. So then I put the 2 rings on the very far end of it on a riser so that I could move the sight closer to your eye so it's usable. Actually a stock from a paintball gun, but they work anyways. None of these things work. This door doesn't open, it's molded plastic. This button doesn't work, this doesn't pull back. It is full auto. It's like 1 round per Stranger Things episode. That's it there. Work of art. So this one here is the prized possession. GHK. At least for me, GHKs are rare. Very nice quality, full metal. GHK is like as realistic as you can basically get. It has a working door so you can go inside there. Now right now it doesn't have a mag release because I'm using the one from this one and the other gun. It has a working bolt catch. You can actually see the inside, pretty much what a real gun actually looks like. When I push this button here, magic happens. It's got more recoil than the average gun. It opens up like that. You can take it off with this pin here. And this is the recoil. Good to take apart and clean these guns. A lot of people like to make memes of, what are you cleaning, air? Muzzle brake. This thing is probably like a pound in itself. Maybe one day we'll advance enough in humanity that we can make a forward assist button on an airsoft gun. Like the BB's getting stuck, so you just push that. Mag for the GHK, very nice. It's like that P-mag style. It's really hard to speed load these. You need this plastic thing that goes over this part. Pretty sure they only hold about 25 to 30 rounds. And they are relatively heavy, so throwing it. Oh yeah, there's no mag catch. The gun does get relatively heavy. The gas mags are really fun when you drop. Gives you a good spooky time. Before I start saying anything about this gun, the Walmart M4 doesn't have hop-up. Why does a Walmart shotgun have a hop-up but the AEG doesn't? Now this is a single shot shotgun, as you can see there. A whole entire clear construction except for your really fake wood here. Normal shotgun safe. Now this thing has slam fired, and as soon as you push this forward, it shoots. You can literally shoot as fast as you can do that. Basically full auto. On my main channel where I do other shit, I did a review of this. Comes with these mags. They're literally a cut version of this M4 mag. It's basically the top version. You can see where it starts curving. You literally open the door and then you throw your BBs in there. You pull this weird spring down, you shake it and you load it. So at least it's not a little wheel. The mag release is a dot or a cylinder. You can literally just use normal M4 mags in this and have maximum capacity. Weirdly, I actually like this gun because it shoots very accurately. I'm pretty sure this actually shoots further than the AG, which makes no sense at all. This thing's like equivalent to probably the snipers. You're going in a field where it's like a game of shotguns only, but you're actually just a fucking sniper. You can't really do it like that. You have to load it, and then if you want to be cool, you can do that. Can't be cool first, you have to be cool after. Now this is more of the actual shotgun. It has 3 barrels. We're in 2022 and we're getting 3 barrels. In 2024, we'll get 4 barrels. Good grip, it feels good. I posted I think of a picture of this and somebody said plastic. I don't know if your eyes work or not. It's not plastic. This is plastic, this little thing here. The rest of the gun is metal. It's not as short as a sawed-off shotgun. Now this can shoot 3 or 6 BBs at once. 6 is a lot. Runs through gas. I want to get a shell-ejecting gas shotgun, but the airsoft gun ban is probably going to happen overnight here. CP is going to come and confiscate all of our airsoft guns. It has no front sight, but it's got a little ring that you can screw in and out and adjust. Now at first I hated the grip because the grip felt weird, but I actually kind of like it now. It's actually not bad. It's relatively comfortable. Here's a shotgun shell it comes with. You can put 30 rounds in it. Push lever here, door open, push it in, and then push it in. Close the door, and then you pump it and shoot it. This is the 3 or 6 BB switch. This is by Matador Tactical, basically a company that specifically makes shotguns. This gun does have hop-up, just, I don't know, take my word for it. The hop-up adjusts whether they go further out, left and right, or closer in. If you want to put your love letters, you can undo that and put anything you want in there. Keys, notes, this really small USB charger. Right there. Nice, and it doesn't even fit. You can only put 1 in there. Screw this thing on. Next gun is the MPW by Bushmaster and Crossman. And Crossman slid into Bushmaster's DMs and was like, you want to make a gun? It's a steel BB gun, full auto at 1,400 rounds a minute. Firing full auto steel BBs is very devastating for whatever is in front of it. It's kind of like an ARP9. It is blowback again too, so this is all functional. Functionality I like a lot. That's why I like gas guns. You pull this back and you can see it actually pulls back. And of course, since this is steel BB, there's no hop up. Functioning bolt release. The trigger pull on this thing is rough. The wall is like here, I guess, but then it keeps going and it clicks and then it clicks again. And then it shoots. So the mags are like this. It's got that weird piece here, which basically connects and the air pushes BB out. And you put your 2 CO2s in there. Normally there's an Allen key there, but I can't manage to keep that around. The thing about CO2 is it's so engineered well. If you leave your CO2 in there for a day or 2, it destroys the seals on the mag. Really cool, really fun, really nice. Now this is basically the exact same thing as the Bushmaster MPW, just the all black and different handguard here. Now this is the DPMS by Panther Arms. This stock I hate because you go to do this, but you can't. You have to do this. It looks cool. It's like that PUBG custom stock. These don't work, by the way. Whatever this is, flash hider or image detection. Same mag, same gun, same life. Next up, we got a Tippmann Tactical AAG. Now, I'm not a fan of AAGs because they make unrealistic noises and I like blowback and I like the whole realism. This is my first AAG I ever got. Tippmann Tactical is normally like a paintball. Entry into airsoft isn't too bad. Threaded barrel, but it's plastic. The weight is weird. It kind of goes up like that because the motor is in this giant handle. This is a mid cap. Everybody should go with mid caps. Stop torturing yourself with high cap shit with the wheels. Feeds well. It's very accurate. The full auto is very fast. Now this was pulled back a little too hard, so the spring fucked up. I don't know how it happened. I didn't do it. Point of the door opening is to get your hop up. This thing is kind of springy. It's like a halfway there. It's overall a really good gun. It's really nice. The metal mags actually fit in there. Because these things don't feed properly, you can't really rely on them. You guys want to see a really small gun? Here you go. Get it? Because it's called a minigun. The airsoft version is called, I think, a micro gun. You open this door here and you throw your gas in there. I haven't found a container that you put in there, but you literally just put a whole green gas container in there and you shove it in. So the battery's meant for spinning this thing. 1911 style palm safety. A trigger. Looks like it's out of a fucking helicopter. Hot glue a rail here and put like 16 giant risers so you can hold it. And then the scope will come up to your eye right here and you can just hold it down there. It's kind of like one of those snakes in a can. Oh shit, that was a very unsatisfying snake in a can. People always say, don't look down the barrel of a gun. Are you allowed to look down the barrel of a minigun? Is that better? Kind of seems counterproductive because you're putting BBs this way and then they're coming out that way. The idea for this is you can get a car mount for a stupid amount of money. So I'll just get John, the Meme Industries, to build one out of metal, mount it to the Honda Fit. I'm gonna cut a hole in the top roof and mount this up there. Here is the MP7. WeTech likes to call it whatever the fuck they feel like it. This is the SMG8. Unlike the Walmart gun, you can actually spin upwards. So you have hole and then you have V. Ambidextrous safe. Don't be fooled. It's not 4 bullets. It's full auto. Suppressor. Quick attaches to this little barrel piece here. Lever here. And then do one of those. Put your face on this very uncomfortable metal rod. Now to drive this vehicle, pull that back. It opens that up. Like the GHK, very realistic. Cool thing about this is once it's loaded, if you put it into safe, you can just shoot it. Good thing that they put a safe on this gun. Ambidextrous mag droppers, and it eats up your gas. John took one of these mags, drilled a hole into it, and put a air compressor thing in it, which an air compressor thing is not the same as an HPA connector. I don't think anyone wants to strap a air compressor to their back. Oh shit, hold on guys, I gotta charge my air compressor with air. This is the PCC9. I don't see a lot of videos about this. The upgraded brother of the ARP9. Everything's the same. The only difference is it's got a larger stock and it's got the little bit longer handguard here with this nozzle. Of course, this comes with this. Paddle release. This thing here is actually screwed right onto that wire and it's pinching it. Probably over time it'll just break and then the battery will explode. Metal barrel flip-up sights. These sights are okay. It's kind of like the Scar style sights. At least with this one, it's got a bigger hole. Look at that, I got a custom trigger. You know how I got that? The manufacturer. This thing moves, so it adds realism, it adds happiness. This thing here looks really cool. It opens the door to another universe where the hop-up resides. This thing here, they committed fully with that one. Now this takes a LiPo battery. The thing about LiPo batteries is you're supposed to store them in metal containers because they're known to just be angry. I want to put like a Polar Star in it or something like that, get a drum mag and just laser some watermelons. I haven't done a video on this and I've had this for almost a month. The reason why is because I don't want to deal with wheel. It turns out the mid-cap mags are 60 rounds. This thing shoots 60 rounds in like the distance it would take you to travel strand of hair.
What the fuck is wrong with this battery?
It's like crunching like a bag of chips. You know where you're gonna go? In the glass of BBs, just in case if something happens, as if the glass of BBs is gonna protect it. And now's the part where I do the handguns. Now you're probably wondering where all my handguns are because if all my rifles are sitting out, my handguns must be sitting out. I got a box. So this box is for ammo. I think you're supposed to put giant aircraft cannon rounds. It's also a sealed box so you can float it downstream. I shouldn't have done that drop box transition because the gun in here just exploded. So the first gun here is the BLE XPD. Now, if you want to see the video on this, it's already up. They say it's compact, but it's relatively the same size as a Glock 19X. It's the ICS BLE XPD Compact, the largest name in actual airsoft history. It takes these mags where you put your little pinky thing there. It says 9 on the back. Don't listen to that. It takes about 17 rounds. Throw it in there and this is what it looks like with the mag. But then you notice how this is really thick here. It's got a place for your thumb, but this is also the lever that takes the gun apart. So you can kind of put your thumb there when you're shooting. Originally in the video, I said that the sights clicked in place. Pretty sure this just has a screw that's not fully tightened. Glock safety trigger here. Ambidextrous mag release. 1911 style like hand thing. Loaded indicator to show you that it's loaded. Sights glow in the dark. And the third safety is actually on the bottom. It's just a switch. Glock 19X have this hole here, which everybody else's airsoft gun doesn't have the hole here. Don't know why mine does. It gives it better FPS. The logo and all the information and stuff. Official licensed by Glock. No threaded barrel. You got your lanyard hole here. Video on a lot of these guns coming soon. It's always good to have a Glock, at least one Glock in your collection. Super Sport 703 and Super Sport 702. Now these are the exact same gun. One is longer. The 702 has the under piece here, which you can put this top rail on. You pull this back, put your CO2 in there. So unfortunately it's CO2. This is always a fun time getting these things on. They like to get off track. It's such a bad design, but that's because it's made by Wellgun. Wellgun, more like Unwellgun. So you push the little button forward here and the cylinder pops out. Now that is so just pushing it back makes it safe. So for this revolver, you can either just pull the trigger like that, or you can pull this back and it locks back. If you look at the actual hammer, this is straight pointed to the camera. The hammer is not angled correctly. But surprisingly, these are the most accurate and consistent airsoft guns I own. To get these little bullets, you got a rubber tip and you put a BB in them. Go on a Omegle like I do. Show the bullet quickly, you just go like this and then put it in there. So yeah, this is the same thing. Again, no threaded barrel. Same CO2 area. Did I just pull that back too far? Oh my God. Hunt Showdown where you're like, since I'm on the topic of revolvers, here's the John Wayne gun. Cool thing about this gun is it's a fingerprint magnet. This isn't technically an airsoft gun, steel BB gun, but still it's an air gun. Now this is a single action revolver. You can't pull a trigger unless you have this cocked all the way back. CO2 goes in there. JohnWayne.com. You can actually shoot steel BBs out of this and pellets. You got variety there. The sights are interesting. You got like no back sight here. Half cock that, lift up this thing, and then it's open there, and then you take the bullets out. You have this little thing, you can push that, and it pushes the bullet right out of there. Now you'd think that these would fit in the other revolvers, but they don't. I wanted to see if I could fire steel BB out of the airsoft gun, but no. You just rotate the barrel. The difference for these bullets is the airsoft loads in the top. This one loads in the back. So technically you never have to take these out. This is also satisfying about it. This is the P22, very thin. This is slide catch on a normal gun, but for this it's safety. So you can pull the trigger literally a quarter inch down and now it's unsafe. So what happens a lot of time is you'll pull this back and your hand will push this down. Ambidextrous mag release. Now this gun I call the reload gun because it's probably the most satisfying gun to reload. I basically use this gun to practice speed reloading and then move up to like something like the Glock. It's got a fake hammer, I don't know why. Not very accurate. It's got a little piece of aluminum. Basically gives these mags a little bit of weight. And look who's up next, the Compact 45. It's all mangled to shit. The mag still comes out. It doesn't pull back anymore. We haven't fully put it out of its misery. It's kind of suffering. Highly realistic M&P 40. Cool wear on the top here. Adjustable little hand grips. Smith & Wesson logo. All the Smith & Wesson stuff. There's different versions for Airsoft, but this is the Steel BB version. You got really nice kick. I've had this gun for a long time. Also, it's actually the most accurate Steel BB gun I have. Now, what I like about these guns is they have full-size mags. I don't like the guns that have these little things. It actually has a trigger safety. Like, it doesn't really work the greatest. Nice oversized mag release. This is my first air gun ever. It's made by Umarex. It's the XBG. These eject the barrel. Got your mag release. Unfortunately, this is your mag. Now, these mags suck. Sometimes it will accidentally just go upwards because it wants to, I guess, and all your BB spray out. Now, this opens like that. Your CO2 powered. A weird safety that you seem to have to like push this inwards and then forward. It's in fire right now. Now it's on safe. But then if I put it like that, now it works. Now this is basically the same gun as the XBG there, but it's modeled after this one. Pretty much the only nice thing about these guns that have the barrel that come out, they have very high FPS and they use less gas. Fiber optic back sights there. You got your molded plastic fake pieces here. Now this uses the same exact mags, but this one is the better version. This one you pull back, it's like a really thick handle. This one works well. Kind of shitty guns. What the fuck is this? Probably the worst gun that I own. This is the Powerline 340 by Daisy. It's basically a Beretta with a 20-mile wide handle. This is a spring-powered Steel BB gun. That's probably why it's shit. Hammer here. This would be your slide catch, but it's now your safety. It's got large back sights, but it's got non-existent front sights, and the BBs go like this. Just an overall shitty gun. Here's your mag. Very cheap, light plastic. This you open up, fill it with BBs. To actually load it, you pull this thing out, and then you just shake it like this. It's actually awful. A CZ75 just feels great. Good aggressive grip. It has a thumb grip. Put your thumb there and it's gripped very well. Blocky controls. Now this thing can take a suppressor. Semi-blowback. It's just a piece of metal that doesn't actually do anything, but it does lock back. Watch this trigger pull. See all that? All that room. Access the CO2 by pushing this little lanyard thing, and then it opens up. This little screw-in thing there can go inside even more. When you take the mag and you throw it on there, it hides that. The problem with this mag is that there's a hole just straight through. There's supposed to be a lip that's higher. So when you fill the BBs just literally go right through the hole. So here's the James Bond gun. Walther PPKS. Like I said on the CZ75, that mag hides the screw dial thing. This doesn't, but it's nice and small. Like the handle itself is like as big as the gun. You want to put your thumb here, but that's the slide. So you kind of don't really have room for your thumb. It is blowback. You got hammer. Safety's right here. Where on the actual gun it's right here. You can see on the Steel BB guns that have blowback have this, where the full mags like the M&P 40 are more realistic, so you don't actually see anything. There's no slide catch on this thing, so the only way to put the slide forward is take the mag out and do that. The mag, it's terrible. Somebody will step on it, it'll break. And then also the mag goes like right in the front there. Take this cover off, CO2. Mag releases circle. This gun, there's two. One of these is John the Meme Ministries and one of these is Katawa's. They're full auto. It's basically a Beretta, full metal gun, but just because it's well built in the sense of like the material doesn't mean it works well. Can you focus, please? Oh wow, look at that. You can focus. Good job, Canon. Down one is single and then all the way down is full auto. It has kind of a full mag. Unscrew the bottom when you put the CO2 in there. This is a Crossman gun. Crossman's okay. They're better at making pellet rifles. When you're full autoing, the gas just gets deleted. See the hammer? That's supposed to be black. That's just paint scrape. So when you're shooting it, it'll get stuck like right there. Colt 25. Now this is a gun I would call as a must-have gun. They're cheap. The package comes with two and they're just super small. Keep it in your car, and when you're driving on empty country roads, point it out your car window and shoot road signs. Definitely never done that before. The sights are non-existent. You see any sights? Because I don't. It comes with mags. It's still got a little safety. Now you can actually buy these in full metal green gas blowback airsoft guns. It won't look like that. I just shaved it down to put a suppressor on it. Coming back to the non-blowback guns, this is a Glock 19. Now it's actually licensed by Glock. It's got all the Glock shit. It's relatively heavy because it slides full metal. You have an interesting safety button there. Now you can't pull the trigger all the way. The barrel comes out, but this is the gun that we use to shoot baloney. Mag is just a stick mag, but this one's a little better than the CZ. You pull this down, throw them in the hole right there. Back pops off, put your CO2 in there. It's got a hidden wrench. Now you can wrench anywhere on the go. The next one is a special one. It was 3D printed. Isn't that crazy? I have to assemble it because dropping the box on my legs basically demolished it. Kind of a work in progress. It's not actually fully done. I 3D printed this whole thing. You can actually put all the internals and all the springs inside. That's why the trigger be dangling. Kind of see the lines there. I did sand it relatively well. Now you can actually print a mag. And basically the idea is you also 3D print the bullets and then you put the fake bullets in here. And then when you pull the slide back, it would eject the bullets. So realism. The mag catch works. Does cool shit like this. And this is a paintball gun. This is by Umarex, of course. The caliber is .43. It's a partial blowback, slide locks. The mag is a spring powered. If I put it upside down, it actually springs outwards. Now this comes with 2 mags. You basically put smaller versions of paintballs in here, put your CO2 in the back, and then you shoot some paintballs. It's actually very fun. I've shot my car with it. Trigger pull's a little hard, but it is a paintball gun. It's got some big sights. Now there's a Glock version of this, which costs like $500, and I don't know why anyone wants to pay that much. I kind of want to go to like a speedball game and just use this and just take everyone out. And there's one more gun because there's a mag here. Oh yeah, that's the AAP-01. Here's a couple images of it before the MP7. Here's images of it with a partial MP7 kit. You can have your stick mags, just throw them all in here. You got like 16 mags in there. All right, and that's pretty much it. Let me know what guns you want to see more videos of, whether it's shorts or full review videos. Probably all this stuff is going to get reviewed at some point. Vote down below what the best gun is.